Where I think we all should embrace specific reform when it comes to default regulation, et cetera, is we actually opening up the industry to focus on the member. It shouldn't be on the boards, it shouldn't be on the umbrella, it should actually be specifically on the member itself. So obviously, I think as the industry evolved, a lot of questions were asked, if I've got a small pension fund, is it viable for us from a cost perspective to have a board, to have an actuary, sorry, I know there's actuaries in the room as well, investment consultant?
Yes.
So should we have an investment consultant? Should we specifically have this huge cost when it comes to administration? Is it not easier for us to collectively go and meet other guys through a specific platform that we can specifically go to?
I think that's if you look theoretically on the standalone versus umbrella, there's many different discussion and debates that can come into it. If you put the member in the center, so what is in the best interests of the member, I cannot see a reason why an umbrella fund is not the right answer. If you look at an industry, well, I mean, first of all, if we go back 20 years ago when umbrella funds started, the theory always was that the umbrella fund was great for small employers because they couldn't carry all the costs per member to run these funds with all the requirements, but otherwise every employer had their own retirement fund. And it's what made them unique, it was what made them different. There was a huge drive in terms of complexity, and these funds got really complicated, and benefit structures got very complicated. And over time, what we're seeing is ultimately, when it comes to retirement fund members, the members who are having the most optimal outcomes and the best outcomes are the members where the benefit structures are simple and they are easy to understand.
We've defined this industry by the structure it has. It's an umbrella fund. It's not a standalone. It's like not a standalone. We embraced some new technology 40 years ago that enables a bunch of funds to come together. If that's the only thing that it's about, there are some advantages, that's fine. But it's missing the real point. What's it trying to achieve? What I like about umbrella funds is that they are usually, unashamedly, attached to a big provider behind the scenes, a product provider, who is trying to make a business of changing people's outcomes. And either they'll be successful, and then they'll have a great reputation, and they'll win, and their clients will win. Because if clients win, accumulate more money, someone who's making a margin on that money wins.
I think we're faced with which umbrella? That's the question. And I think what a lot of trustees don't realize is that a decision that's made to join an umbrella is usually made by either the CFO, MD, or a head of HR. Why? Because it's a cost saving to them. In many cases where a company, which now goes from a board of trustees to a ManCo or management committee, will go for the default option because they don't want to specifically sit with the overhead burden of an investment consultant or making the choices on behalf of members. And we've conducted a study for a specific asset management company in the last 2.5 years now, where we've basically focused on the 13 or 14 largest commercial umbrellas. And we actually found the largest cost of an umbrella is the asset management fee, is that there almost needs to be a seamless integration between pre- and post-retirement.
I see.
So your default investment portfolio and your default annuity actually need to talk to each other. And one of the big problems that I found is that when it comes to a costing perspective, if it's an umbrella or if it's a standalone, obviously the bulking of assets, you get preferred fees, et cetera, et cetera. The moment that individual retires, he's on his own. Then it becomes retail pricing.
I see.
So you actually are sitting in a certain way of preserving to a certain an element and controlling cost, and the moment that it goes to an individual and he buys the annuity, he's on his own. And I think that's where default annuities play such an important part, and to a certain extent the preservation of assets as well.